Have you ever felt trapped between your darkest impulses and your highest ideals? Imagine facing a mock execution, spending years in a Siberian prison and battling epilepsy, yet emerging to write some of the most profound explorations of the human soul ever penned. This is the extraordinary story of Fyodor Dostoevsky, a literary giant whose life was as tumultuous and gripping as the masterpieces he created. Through works like Crime and Punishment and the Brothers Karamazov, Dostoevsky shows us that the line between good and evil doesn't just run between people, it cuts through every human heart. Born in Moscow in 1821, Dostoevsky's childhood was marked by tragedy that would shape his worldview and fuel his literary genius. The death of his mother when he was just 16 left him deeply shaken, a trauma reflected in his works where characters often grapple with maternal absence or seek surrogate mother figures. The brutal murder of his father by serfs in 1839 was another devastating blow, shaping his understanding of suffering and injustice. Themes that would permeate all his work. In the Brothers Karamazov, for example, the complex relationship between Fyodor Pavlovich Karamazov and his sons mirrors Dostoevsky's own experiences with the paternal figure. These early encounters with loss and violence ignited Dostoevsky's lifelong obsession with questions of morality, guilt, and redemption, creating characters who carry the weight of childhood traumas, struggling to find meaning in a world that often seems cruel and indifferent. The defining moment in Dostoevsky's life came in 1849 when he faced a mock execution for his involvement with a socialist group known as the Petrashevsky Circle. Picture the scene. A 28-year-old Dostoevsky, tied to a post alongside other condemned men, blindfolded hearing the firing squad prepare. In that heart-stopping moment, confronted with his own mortality, Dostoevsky experienced an epiphany about the value of life that would forever transform his writing. This near-death experience is vividly reflected in the psychological torment of Raskolnikov in Crime and Punishment. Like his creator, Raskolnikov must face death to truly understand life. The character's existential anguish, his internal struggle between rationality and morality, mirrors Dostoevsky's own journey. Moreover, this brush with death fueled Dostoevsky's fascination with the concept of free will, explored in works like Notes from Underground, where he delves into the idea that human freedom includes the capacity to make irrational or self-destructive choices, a theme he would live out personally in his later struggle with gambling addiction. After the mock execution, Dostoevsky was exiled to a Siberian labor camp for 4 years, a period of intense suffering that prompted a profound spiritual transformation. In prison, surrounded by criminals of all types, murderers, thieves, and society's most degraded, Dostoevsky made a surprising discovery. Even in the most corrupted human beings, there exists a spark of the divine. This understanding became central to his later work. In The House of the Dead, a semi-autobiographical account of his prison experience, Dostoevsky portrays the prisoners with surprising humanity. He doesn't romanticize them, but he doesn't demonize them either. Instead, he presents them as complex beings capable of both cruelty and compassion. This experience also deepened his religious faith, leading him to see suffering as a path to spiritual redemption, a theme explored deeply in Crime and Punishment, where Raskolnikov must pass through the purgatory of his own guilt before finding redemption. Dostoevsky's transformation during this period is reflected in the evolution of his characters, such as Prince Mishkin in The Idiot, a man of almost Christ-like goodness, struggling to survive in a cynical and corrupt world. Dostoevsky's personal life was as tumultuous as his literary creations. His first marriage to Maria Dmitrievna Isayeva in 1857 was marked by hardship, strained by his gambling addiction, and frequent absences. After Maria's death in 1864, Dostoevsky found stability in his second marriage to Anna Grigorievna Snitkina in 1867. Anna, 25 years his junior, provided the support Dostoevsky needed, managing his finances and creating a peaceful home environment conducive to his writing. However, tragedy continued to haunt him. The couple lost their first child, Sonia, at just 3 months old, and their son Alexei died from epilepsy in 1878 at age 3, deeply influencing the Brothers Karamazov. Throughout his life, Dostoevsky battled epilepsy himself, a condition that both tormented him and provided insight into altered states of consciousness, brilliantly depicted in his novels. After his release from exile, Dostoevsky's personal demons followed him in the form of gambling addiction and financial ruin. These experiences directly influenced the desperate characters in The Gambler. However, from this chaos emerged his greatest works. The Brothers Karamazov, published in 1880, is considered Dostoevsky's magnum opus. This monumental work, written in the last years of his life, incorporates all the author's accumulated experience and wisdom. The character Alyosha Karamazov serves, in part, as a tribute to Dostoevsky's lost son. The novel explores universal themes such as faith, doubt, free will, and morality, using the three Karamazov brothers as representations of different aspects of human nature. Crime and Punishment, published in 1866, is another psychological masterpiece that delves into the depths of the human mind through the journey of its protagonist, Rodion Raskolnikov. Both works explore deep psychological themes such as guilt, punishment, alienation, and the duality of human nature, inviting readers to confront their own shadows and question fundamental beliefs about good and evil, free will, and moral responsibility. Dostoevsky's correspondence with his older brother Mikhail provides invaluable insight into his personal life, creative process, and the historical context of his work. The letters reveal a deep bond between the brothers, with Fyodor often turning to Mikhail for emotional and financial support during his most difficult times. In one poignant letter from his Siberian exile in 1854, Dostoevsky writes, "Brother, I have not lost courage. Life is everywhere. Life is in ourselves, not in the external. There will be people by my side, and to be a man among people and to remain a man forever, not to be downhearted, nor to fall in whatever misfortunes may befall me. This is life. This is the task of life." This passage reflects Dostoevsky's resilience and his growing belief in the power of the human spirit, themes that would become central to his later works. The letters also offer glimpses into Dostoevsky's creative process, his financial struggles, and his evolving political and philosophical views. What makes Dostoevsky's work so enduring is his relentless examination of the human psyche. In Raskolnikov's moral struggle, we see our own battles with conscience. In Ivan Karamazov's intellectual rebellion against God, we find our own questions about suffering and justice. And in the alienation of the underground man, we recognize our own feelings of disconnection in the modern world. Dostoevsky's characters are not simply good or evil. They are profoundly human, containing both light and darkness. This psychological complexity, combined with the philosophical depth of his works, ensures that Dostoevsky remains relevant more than a century after his death. Dostoevsky's legacy teaches us that our darkest moments can lead to our greatest insights. Through his personal suffering, imprisonment, addiction, epilepsy, and loss, he created works that continue to illuminate the depths of human nature. His journey from darkness to light shows us that redemption is possible, not by avoiding our shadows, but by confronting them with courage and honesty. If you've ever struggled with your own inner demons or questioned your place in the world, Dostoevsky's works offer not just understanding, but hope. As we conclude this exploration of Dostoevsky's life and work, we're left with a profound appreciation for the power of literature to transform both the writer and the reader. Dostoevsky's ability to plumb the depths of human experience and emerge with timeless truths continues to captivate and inspire readers around the world. His life story reminds us that even in our darkest moments, we have the capacity for greatness, and that our struggles can become the source of our deepest insights and most meaningful contributions to the world. If you found this journey through Dostoevsky's life and work illuminating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Which of Dostoevsky's works has most deeply affected you? How have his insights into human nature resonated with your own experiences? And stay tuned for our next deep dive into the world's greatest literary minds, where we'll continue to explore the lives and works of authors who have shaped our understanding of what it means to be human.